Hey guys, what is up? Fado82 coming back at you with some Savage Lands gameplay. Well, there's a lull in the action. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some strategies that I've picked up from this expert player that we've been playing with who is in pre-alpha. So the first thing to do, guys, if you're in the game is run inland as quick as you can and get to this village in here. And use this as your sort of base operation. You can run in the buildings and you can actually loot the buildings with items that respawn in there. So you can find everything from crude stone hammer, like I just picked up, to pieces of like basic armor. We just found 2 weapons, a hammer and a hatchet. There's an animal bone in there for crafting purposes. And this is a great place to get to, guys. You'll be able to find the towns by looking at those structures up there, which are the perches that the dragons sit atop. Anytime you see one of those, there's going to be some type of a town or village close by. If you can get to the town, it's definitely a place you want to be at because they have in there a forge that you don't have to craft yourself. And if you pull up your crafting menu, you'll notice that some items, for instance, if you go over here if we wanted to craft a metal axe, it says forge available because there's a forge that's close to where we are. But if there wasn't, it would say that a forge is required. So for more high-end items, you're going to require that forge, and that's going to be something that that you really want to bear in mind. So guys, get to a town as quickly as possible. It's going to be the best way to stay alive in the beginning stages until you can build your own house. The game is very, very brutal and very unforgiving. The survival aspects of it are top-notch so far. I'm really, really loving it. The nights are harsh. You pretty much have to be around campfires. Here we've surrounded ourselves with a few so we can actually stand in the hut and stay warm. But I'm going to end this part here and I'll embed it into another Let's Play. But just wanted to offer sort of a tip. Where we have sort of a lull in the action here. You'll notice, guys, too, that there's these dead beasts around us. I don't know what they're called. Dire wolves, maybe. But they've been rushing us all night. Not in a way that's absurd or anything. You know, 1 or 2 at a time. We've been able to fend them off. And
all right, sorry about that. I'm
skeletons
back.
as well.
Still early morning. Ooh, look at that dragon.
Yeah, a dragon in the distance. But you said they're not hostile, right?
No, right now the dragon does not engage.
Do you want us to start
Are you
building?
building a house in the middle of town square?
Yep.
There's a bunch of wood over here that I put in the town hall. Oh, looks like you must have took it all.
Or he's just gonna build a house in the middle of town square. One of the huts isn't good enough for him.
Oh, come on, you know you want to build one.
I'll help you get the wood, man.
I am gonna build one, but I know where to build one at. A lot of the mining I could do.
Oh, so build
That way.
build one next to a place where nodes spawn.
Yeah. There's another big stone column out that way. There's like a group of 3 of them.
Yup.
Just saving up, trying to gear up to go out that way.
Yeah, we should probably focus on that.
Incoming.
Okay. So guys, we got this guy up here chopping trees. You can see with the physics, they're rolling downhill, which is a pretty cool feature. We'll go ahead and help him chop. He's building a house down there. You can see it lit up in sort of an orange, whitish color, and that indicates it's something that he's building. Again, it's very similar to the forest in that it shows you what is required, and as you add pieces to it, it will slowly build it. So you always know where you're at in the building process. Very intuitive crafting. At first I had a difficult time with it, but once I figured it out, it really seemed like it was much more intuitive than I first thought. For an early alpha game, guys, I have to say that right now it really feels polished. You can tell that they definitely put a lot of time into it in terms of waiting to release it, and not just putting it out there the first week that it was sort of in the early access stages. It definitely feels a little more polished than the typical early access game, which I think is saying quite a bit. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I haven't found any game-breaking bugs. In fact, I really forget that I'm playing an early access game, and I think that's saying quite a lot. I really think that the developers are doing an awesome job. The fact that it's not in the Steam top 10 right now, I think is a disservice to it. But hopefully it'll get there, especially with the Let's Play videos that are coming out. Just wanted to talk real quick, guys, while we're out here harvesting trees, just how dense the forest seems. So when you're walking among the landscape, it feels very foreboding. You almost don't know what's in front of you, and it really just adds to the overall atmosphere of the game. It's even denser than the forest in Rust at this point, and it appears to be pretty well optimized. The trees don't cause a lot of lag. I'm not running it on the highest possible settings, but I am running it on a high level. So it's definitely not toned down too much, but I haven't experienced very much lag, and it just feels like a really dense landscape that has a very consistent tone to it. I haven't found different biomes. It's just sort of this harsh winterish biome that reminds me of sort of the old Conan the Barbarian movies and comic strips that used to be out there. Where it's this really bleak landscape and you really have to shelter yourself from the elements, and everything is focused on survival, and that's just really how it feels. Really well done so far in terms of the game. We got another skeleton here. We'll see if we can't work them. So the combat, guys, is very much based on kind of moving around your enemies, hitting them, moving back so they can't hit you, circle strafing around them, things like that. The combat's not too bad. There's probably some room for improvement, I would say, but I don't have any huge complaints about it either. It's really solid so far. Again, I'm really impressed with the stability of the game. We're playing on a server that is hosted by the leader of our group down here. Squeaky Chair is his name. He's been playing it since pre-alpha. And no hiccups with that. The only thing, is that if he logs off or shuts his computer down, the server will stop. So it's not persistent, although our characters are persistent, and our data will transfer over to whatever server we go to.
Do you have any food?
I have one piece we have to cook. If you're close to dying, you might just want to jump on a fire, and you'll spawn back at your pike.